everyone and never complains. Set high standards. To ensure that decisions and dealings will stand the test of time, guerrilla managers apply the litmus test of fair, care, share. Is it fair to all concerned? Do I really care about these people, and have I demonstrated my caring? Have I done my share and a little bit more? Remember the mountaineer's motto, leave the campsite cleaner than you found it, and always leave some wood for the next fire. Follow these principles consistently and you can't go wrong. Introduction. It's a jungle out there. Buyers are using dirty tricks to get you to lower your prices. Customers tell you that they can find what you're selling cheaper. You're getting pressure from your boss to increase profits. The bank wants to raise your interest rate. Your employees want more money. Governments keep changing the rules. Global competition nips at your heels, and they don't have to obey the same laws that you do. It's an unfair world. Scary thought, isn't it? Want to level the playing field? What if you suddenly discovered that you could read minds? Imagine the advantage that would give you as an entrepreneur, manager, or salesperson. What if you could detect in advance how much they're willing to pay, how much they need to charge, or how much they're willing to settle for before opening your negotiation? You would be dangerous. What advantage would you gain if you had written proof of their position before starting? What would happen if you could sell your products at prices higher than your competition? What could you do if you understood the unconscious motivations of the Generation X kids who work for you, or the boomers you report to, or the matures who hold the purse strings? How astounded would they be if you could answer their objections before they're even raised? What if you could determine the outcome and write the contract before you made your presentation? How would you feel if you could eliminate the fear, frustration, and financial losses of a failed negotiation? Think about it. Haven't you ever wished that you could eliminate the conflict with your spouse, your teenagers, or your IRS auditor? What if, when the odds are against you, you could level the playing field? You hold in your hands the ideas and tactics you need to gain a fair advantage in an unfair world. Read on and you'll do more than level the playing field. Ignorance is expensive. When you don't understand how to negotiate, every transaction is a crapshoot, and you may be taken for all you've got. You might try a tactic you've seen used in the movies. You might experiment with an approach you've heard your grandfather talk about. You'll probably feel stressed and you may panic, making an unwise move. When you use guerrilla negotiating, your technique becomes invisible. You're able to look beyond today and see the implications of your decisions over the long haul. You can focus on what you want and how to get it, without worrying about which tactic to use and if it will work or not. You'll come to agreement quickly and without panicking. Successful negotiation means preparation. Going into a negotiation without full armament is begging to be taken. 2/3 of this book is about filling your arsenal with unconventional weapons and advanced tactics. Knowing how to deal with conflict and discomfort is the key to your negotiating success, and in this book we'll prepare you to do so. The actual negotiating process is covered in the last third. Beware of the outrageous. In our seminars all around the world, we've talked to tens of thousands of salespeople, working with thousands of different companies representing hundreds of industries. We've collected their favorite tactics, ideas, and war stories, and compiled them for you here. Some of the ideas in this book are revealed here for the first time. We haven't taught them to anyone outside of our clients who've paid tens of thousands of dollars to learn them. Some of these are ideas you already know, and we'll ask you to think about them in a new way. Some of these ideas are things you used to do, and will remind you of how powerful they once were. Many of these ideas are new, and when you choose to use them, they will make you as successful as you wish to be. Some of these ideas are elegantly simple, and their simplicity may make you suspicious. Don't be. Often the most obvious yields the most impact. You may judge some of our suggestions outrageous, outlandish, or even out of bounds, but we never advocate anything dishonest, dishonorable, or dangerous. Here's the deal. We will accept the risk of being controversial if you'll accept responsibility for selecting what's appropriate for yourself, your industry, and your customers. What works for one situation may not work for another. Practices that are considered acceptable in real estate may be unsuitable for selling industrial chemicals. Never run the risk of tarnishing your reputation. It's up to you to choose the weapons and tactics that will work for you. Guerrillas deploy as many of these weapons and tactics as possible. Our job is to help you discover ways to improve your negotiation skills. You may disagree with our advice, but either way we've made you think. If you think your way is better, you're probably right. There is no one right way to approach negotiation. What works for you, works for you. Know the future in advance. Can you keep a secret? The author's families have a long history of psychic ability, and we can assure you that it's not magic, or evil, or sinister, although some people may wish to make it appear so. It's a natural skill that anyone can develop. The only reason most people aren't psychic is that they don't practice enough. This book shows you how to develop your skills to outthink, outmaneuver, and outsell any adversary. Decades of experience have taught us how to apply these skills to business, and whether you are selling goods or services, buying a house or car, big ticket or small, this book gives you an advantage. This book puts you in control. There are actually 3 ways to be psychic. Having well-developed intuition helps. Or you can use language that makes you appear to read minds, or even foretell the future. Or you can use modern research techniques to gather information with the skill of a private detective. In this book, you'll learn how to use all 3 to gain a fair advantage over your unfair opponents. Know the law. This book isn't written to give you legal advice. Rules and regulations may limit what you can say and do in a negotiation. Government antitrust laws prevent you from discussing certain items with certain competitors. State and local legislation may impose other restrictions. Your company may have another set of standards. Ask your legal counsel and your corporate leaders what's not acceptable in a negotiation. Get regular updates for your protection. Chapter 1. Why negotiate? You negotiate all the time. It's unavoidable. Most things are negotiable, and when you don't have the tools and skills to negotiate, you're not maximizing your opportunities. Your negotiation ability determines your income, who works with you, and how you'll grow your company. How well you negotiate will determine what kind of car you drive, where you'll go on vacation, and which schools your children will attend. How surprised would you be to discover that you can get what you want and have the other party be happy too? Decide to become a skilled negotiator and practice constantly, at the market, in business, with your friends and colleagues. 25 reasons to negotiate and why some people don't. Many people think that negotiation means dickering over some trinket at a flea market. They think that if they're haggling, they're being chintzy. These attitudes create a barrier to getting what they want and what they deserve. Change your view of negotiating and you'll get more and can give more. Here are 25 reasons to negotiate and some of the most common mistakes people make when negotiating. 1. You can and should negotiate. Have you ever failed to negotiate even though it was likely that you could have gotten what you wanted? How often have you seen others do the same? Most people are intimidated by negotiation. Think about it. Perhaps you've never been trained in the basics of negotiation. Or if you have some training, perhaps you feel that you don't have enough experience. Possibly you don't feel comfortable with some of the tactics you've read about, so you avoid negotiating. Looking back at those situations, ask yourself, who won as a result? The likely answer is nobody. Most negotiations are not won or lost at the bargaining table. They are lost before they start because the parties never get to the bargaining table. Guerrillas are always ready, willing, and able to negotiate. They know that their careers, their lifestyle, and the health of their business depend on it. 2. There is a bigger pie. It's natural to assume that negotiating is a zero-sum game, that your gain is someone else's loss. But this is seldom the case. Too often, both parties enter a negotiation with preconceived notions about what is available to be divided. If you are willing to expand your thinking, explore options, and discuss alternatives, then you will